What's going on, Cover Killer Nation? With the announcements of Distance Over Time, Dream Theater is going to be returning to the albums game in 2019. It's going to be 3 years after we got the Astonishing from this band, and oh boy was I wrong about that one. You can watch the video and see the score, and oh boy, they didn't make the year-end list despite the score. So yeah, ate a little bit of crow on that one. That's okay. It's something that happens within this profession. At least I have the ability to admit it. It's okay. I can admit it. So with Distance Over Time, there's apprehension, there's relief, there's perhaps a little bit of fear. There's a lot of different emotions that swirl whenever it comes to this album. The Astonishing certainly hurts Dream Theater's reputation a lot more than it helped, aside from the fact that the stage show I hear for this, the live spectacle, was very, very good. So we got a brand new song from Dream Theater entitled Untethered Angel that's off of Distance Over Time, and we also, prior to this release, got a bit of a, maybe a John the Baptist type heralding of what this album was going to be all about. The initial offering said that if you liked Images and Words, if you liked some of the elder Dream Theater material, then you were going to be in a wet dream. Now, of course, this means that it was going to be a modernized take on that, so it was not going to share the same audio makeup as albums such as Awake or Images and Words. And Untethered Angel is actually a great proving ground for that, and also gives a lot of folks the opportunity to say, hey, they lied. Because Untethered Angel is an average song. That's about it. I mean, is it slightly above average? I wouldn't even go that far, because it sounds like a lot of Dream Theater songs that I've heard before it. It sounds like a lot of singles that I've heard before it, especially whenever you come to the self-titled album, whenever you come into a dramatic turn of events, etc. That era definitely feels like it is right in the wheelhouse of where this song is musically, although it does do one thing that those other singles tracks did not do. This is one that actually does backpedal a little bit into some classic Dream Theater, into some Train of Thought or some Scenes from a Memory era Dream Theater whenever it comes to the solo, and especially whenever it comes to some of the compositional makeup is where I see some Train of Thought, although those tracks, of course, all a lot longer and had a lot more aggression really pinned with them. This is one that's kind of the middle ground between those two ideas, and for that reason, I actually do kind of like the song. James's vocals here feel pretty strong, but at the same time, they feel like it's missing something. It's missing just a little bit more oomph, power, or passion. Instead, it just feels kind of like Dream Theater going about the motions. It's Dream Theater by numbers, so to speak. And that is honestly what we need after the Astonishing, I'm not going to lie. But at the same time, if you're expecting a large triumph, and it's simply based off of the fact that it's better than the Astonishing, then you, I think, need to critically think about this album just a little bit more, and, not simply have the notion that anything is going to be better than that last pile of whatever. But still, I think that this is an album where if it's going to be successful, if it's going to be a disc that we remember and we take a collective sigh of relief whenever we think about Dream Theater, it's not one that necessarily needs to spend all of its time really rehashing the 1990s to early 2000s era of Dream Theater, and we see with Untethered Angel that that is not exactly what they're aiming to do. What we need is something that does have an original feel to it, perhaps an update to some of that classic songwriting spirit here in it will be 2019. But we need this band to also feel like they have energy and feel like they have life after our lives collectively as fans seemingly wasted away a little bit. We got hit pretty hard with the Astonishing, and of course I'm not taking a shot at those of you that enjoy that album or even love that album. I think that they would, I think that that's great that you love that album. I do not agree with you, but that is part of the subjective nature of music. It's just how it goes. But this disc also, I think, needs to be very concise with its time, considering we have no ginormous epics on this disc. I think the longest track from the track listing is 9 minutes and 20-something seconds, roughly. It needs to be about quality. We need to have good quality music whenever it comes to this, and a lot less of sort of this deviation or this, random, subjugation to other sides or other places or whatever. We do need to have a little bit of creativity here, but there has to be some quality control. So if this is an album that is able to do all those things and at least be a above average Dream Theater release, then I think we should consider that a relatively large success, because if you're going simply off of the notion that it's got to be better than the Astonishing, then that's not exactly very gilded heights in order to obtain. It's something that's going to be kind of easy to do and encourages the band to really take the lazy way out. I don't think they took the lazy way out. I think this album has all the opportunity to feel like a great piece of recovery, and I'm sure that it's not exactly what the band expected to go into the recording sessions with, considering the band still has great popularity. They are still very talked about, and so really one could argue that the Astonishing did its job. But at the same time, musically speaking, returning into a more traditional album setting as opposed to a lavish theme or concept, this is a chance for Dream Theater to show themselves as great individual songwriters, and that's the hope that I have for this album. I want to know what you have your hopes set on whenever it comes to Distance Over Time from Dream Theater, which is going to be here before you know it. It's the first quarter of 2019. I want to know what you guys thought about Untethered Angel. I thought, like I said, it was just about an average track. Let me know in the comments below. My name is coverkillernation, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Take care.